Does anyone else remember that feeling of seeing a Tesla in real life for the first time? I mean, living in Boston, it felt like we were one of the last major cities to start seeing Teslas. And I remember every single time I saw one, it was like, wow, if only someday I could own a car like that. That would be insane. I think too, having an electric vehicle seemed so far out of reach at the time because it's not the cheapest car in the world.
The incumbent companies were convinced that it was not possible to create an electric car that looked good, had a good range performance and so forth, and that even if you did make such a car, it would not sell because people had this love of gasoline. So we had to show that it was possible to create a compelling electric car, long range, good looking, all those things. That was a Tesla Roadster. If you made such a thing, people would buy it.
But over time, we started to get more hopeful when Tesla started to release more affordable cars like the Model 3 in 2017 and the Model Y in 2020. When the Model 3 was first announced, it was said that it was only going to cost $35,000.
We finally come to step 3, or the final step in the master plan, which is a mass market, affordable car. And then in terms of price, well, of course, it'll be $35,000.
But over time, some of the building costs rose, and at one point, the Model 3's cheapest option was $47,000. And I'd argue that when a car costs almost $50,000, it's pretty tough to describe it as affordable. But with the Model 3 Highland coming out very, very soon, I'm pretty sure that Elon is trying to clear out their current Model 3 inventories, and that's why we see the crazy low price that we're seeing right now. When I clicked on the Model 3 on Tesla's website, the price that was listed was $24,990. Now let me be clear, that's the estimated price after savings. The full retail price is $38,990. So let me break down where those price savings come from so that we get a better idea on why they're describing this car as being less than $25,000. Okay, so $7,500 of it is in federal tax credit. So this is something that if you did receive it, it would be delayed until after December 31st of the year that you buy the car. $3,500 of that is a Massachusetts rebate program. Basically, if you choose to buy an electric car, the state is going to give you $3,500. And then there's $3,000 of gas savings over the first 3 years that you own the car. If I were in your shoes, I don't think that I'd take this one very seriously when I'm calculating the price of the car. If you were to compare with a hybrid, hybrids also save a lot of money on gas. So it's just not a good comparison. So we're going to avoid that with how we judge this car. With that being said, let's compare though the price of the Model 3 right now to the prices of some of the other 2023 sedans. The Honda Accord costs $27,000. The Kia K5 is $25,000. The Toyota Camry is $26,000. The Sonata, Legacy, Altima, and the Malibu are all $25,000. Here's my point though, compared to very similarly sized vehicles, the Tesla Model 3 is going at a very fair price, maybe even too cheap. So at this point, you might be wondering about me, if I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna buy a Model 3 right now. And the answer is no. You see, I don't own my own house yet, and I don't live in an apartment that has Tesla chargers. Also, the area where I live, the nearest supercharger is like 30 minutes away. So at the moment, it doesn't really work for my situation. But if you're someone who would like to put me in a position where I own my own home and I can get a Tesla Model 3, the only way to do that is if you hit the subscribe button. So many of you have done this recently and it means the world to me. But still, the majority of people who are watching these videos aren't subscribed. So guys, I'd love to get to know you better. If you want to get to know me better, hit the subscribe button. And before you go, make sure you take a look at all of Tesla's prices right now. It varies by state, but all 4 vehicles that they sell are at crazy low prices if you buy right now.
Tesla's effect has been much greater than the cars that's made internally. Ultimately, it's what we induce other companies to do that will have a greater impact than the cars we make ourselves.